to the edge of a Core i7 processor, and she wants to talk about it. So bad. So bad. It's a pre-show battle. God, I know. Y'all know about that? Y'all know about that? Pre-show. 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 Show. Show. Think I gotta call for the host. It's auto host. Oh, you gotta set auto host. Take your hand. Yo, I guess I'll do a freestyle. The practice and stuff. Y'all can't get it done. I can smooth it out, or I can be real tough. That was dumb. Here we go. I used to fly, I used to swim. I used to on a whim. I used to be like him. Now I am the little rich now. Ooh, that was loud. Sorry about that. In the good crowd dispersing, straight waist. Everybody's like black face. And I don't really care because it's up the place. And I don't really want to run, I just want to chase. The paper and touch. I don't really care because it's never too much. Okay, I care a little bit as long as it's green. And if you're looking at me, then y'all know what I mean. I don't know. Won't let it forget. I don't forget what to say. Yeah, around all games in your face and that's in your face. All games not comedy. Rhymes, with the rhymes, congratulate. It's late, I'm trying to hate. I'm trying to great. Listen to the hate. Yo. Taking far reach, the empire, tamales, Howdy. I don't understand the man is a crazy with all the spices, meats, and doughs. Somebody's watching the food the rules.
Wait, Tim Miller? He was the first director, right? Oh, man. Is it Fox? Last Guardian's finally finished. After 95 years, Donald Glover is been cast as Lando Calrissian. After 95 years. What we're gonna talk about today? We're gonna talk about Little Switch. Not the branch that you grabbed off the tree at your house when you were a kid. Go outside, give me a Switch. Not that Switch. See, I don't think Nintendo realizes the trauma that Switches have caused in the American South. I guess that's the Southern thing. I ain't getting a Switch. I got the belt, son, with the little leather and the buckle. Just hit you by accident, but it hurt all the same. You try to put your hand and buckle hit the knuckle. Got knuckle buckle, knuckle, and it hurts. Metal on bone, ouch. But that was back in the day when a spanking was not child abuse. Now it is. So, yeah. Anyway, don't matter. Pre-show. Come on. Like Elsa and her sister. No. So in a second, we're gonna have Teddykin and Sophie come on in and tell y'all about some stuff. And then I'm gonna come back. That's how we do. You know what I mean? So, any day now, any second now. Oh, how about now?
Or best production value. Would you like to rip over the envelope?
Yes.
And the winner is R9cast.
Oh my god!
Hey, this is Frank Branches from Movie Grinders on the stage, Ribbit and SG R9cast. Big comments with you guys. Appreciate what you guys do. You guys are awesome show. Keep doing what you're doing. Congrats.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the lovely speech from a lovely woman, and a lovely addition to that speech from a lovely man.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What up, y'all? It's the R9cast, the official blog edition, official super dope show for Reservoir9.com, representing allgames.com. I'm Steven D. Gibson, aka SG, aka Electron Bandit, aka all that stuff. Not mean, son. Oh, hold on, I gotta switch this one too. I got two streams going on. There they go. Got two double streaming it. Double stream. Not mean. Hold on. fix this. Boop. There we go. I don't have the Google chat up, so if you guys want to chat, you gotta go to allgames.com/live and chat there. Because I don't pay attention to the Google chat because I was like, why? How do nobody goes there? That's why. Because nobody likes me. And you hear all the noise? Because computers, and I didn't isolate my computer to sound it out. And also I got the window open. No sound. What? Oh. Hold on. Hold. Why is this not working? What? Why this is not working? Why is this not working? Got un momento. One second. Let me try this here. Let me see that thong. Let me. Okay, I gotta stop it and start again. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, it crashed. Let me. All right. Oh, this is so painful. This is so painful. Why can't you hear me? Ha! I can hear me. Yeah, I can hear me. I don't know what's going on. Oh, yeah. What the hell's going on? Oh, great. I mean, it's working on. Yeah, it's working on Google. Wow, that's great. He's just saying Sony, blah, 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 blah. That's funny. All right, let's fix this. Let's fix. Oh, there they go. There they go. I just had to restart it. Oh my gosh, now I broke again. Okay, it's fixed again. And I have the puppy cam, but no puppies in here. Go figure. And that should be right. Okay. There you go. See, you good now. You got sounds now. I think. As far as the dot did doodle dow. Yeah, boy. Okay. Whoa. You know what?
What do
this thing is freaking 20 seconds and I can't stop it? Are you freaking kidding me? Okay.
make it hard
I got an issue.
To skip.
Neil Young? I'm talking over this and I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn.
Tobacco is no joke. It has chemicals like nicotine designed to get you addicted. Get more facts at thefactsnow.com.
You don't get no free ads, man. You don't pay me, you don't pay me. That's messed up. I can't even mute that. messing up my podcast, Twitch, with all these foolish things. Okay, I'm back now. So as I was saying, Sony, blah blah, Sony, blah blah, blah blah, blah blah. I will be talking about Sony, but you know what? Sony isn't the only kid on the block. You know what I mean? Sony isn't the only one dropping hardware chunks. You know what I mean? Sony be tripping. Because here's the thing. We'll talk about PSVR, whatever. In the back, Space Hulk, as you can see. Saturn. I'm still on that Saturn. Still on that Saturn trip, though. Bridget should be waddling her way in here. At any time. But before I begins, go to allgames.com, hit that Amazon banner, buy your stuff. What's up, Rafa? Rafa's in the house. It sounds like All Games Radio Stream is using a different mic because I hear background noise. Dope. You hear background noise? You know why? Because there's background noise. Let me see. Oh yeah, All Games. Let me see. All Games is using line in. Let me change it to this here. And there you go. That should work. Thank you, Tiger Claw. Thank you. So my debugger, Tiger Claw, the debugger, because he takes his big Tiger Claw and he bugs to debug. I know I just switched it. Thank you very much. I know you're behind too as well. Oh, what are you saying in Twitch? Let me see. Oh, Gunny Chief's there. Dion Troy, what up? Gunny Chief, what up? Shout out to Horrible Gamers and all the gamer people and all the Facebook people. Loomies. Yeah, Bridget's she's partying. I have beverage. It's dark urine today. No, it's not. It's it is what did I do? The Propel grape flavored. That's that is that the Gatorade water? Whatever sugar water it is. A little bit apple juice and Yangling beer. Cerveza. Chinese like my heritage. It's very how do you say refreshing? And I don't care about the lighting because it's all messed up. Don't matter. 17 days until I get my PS4 Pro, says Dion Troy. Did I miss a Nintendo Switch talk? No, I didn't even start talking about nothing. I'll talk about the Switch. But yeah, I like being a gamer right now. This is not about console hardware, console wars and all that stuff right now. What it is about is just being a gamer, right? And remember back in the day, back when Nintendo was the king, and it was Nintendo versus Sega, and I guess TurboGrafx was chilling around there too. And you were just like, yo, it's just great to be a gamer. You know, you're playing your Nintendo, you're playing your Sega Master System, whatever you're playing. I mean, it's fun. It kind of feels like that again because Nintendo's got some new stuff. It's like, oh snap, not the Nintendo Classic. I mean, that's whatever. That's a throwback thing. I was gonna get that, but then I said, I'm not gonna get that no more because I don't really need it. Because I actually have a real Nintendo right there, NES. I paid $20 for the real thing. Of course, I only have one game, but that's not the point. And it just feels like right now it feels like video games. I don't know how to explain it, right? It's just like, yo, you got a little bit of Nintendo hype. I'm glad there's more Nintendo hype now than there was before, because the Wii U, for lack of a better term, was kind of garbage. Just kind of garbage. It wasn't 100% garbage. It was like, I don't know, 42% garbage. You know, 58%. Is that right, Matt? 58% not garbage. And I was, I mean, I think that the whole wrapper of what the Wii U was made their games feel less than, when the fact is, if those games like Mario Kart 5, Mario Kart 8, right? It was 8, right? Gosh darn, I gotta turn this down. Oh, hold up. I got messages. I gotta read them. If they were, if those games were like on, I don't know, PS4. Let's just say PS4, because I had to turn down the volume because it's like then everybody be like, "Oh my gosh, Splatoon is the best game ever," right? Of course they would. I gotta. This is annoying me, so I'm gonna fix this real quick. It is the I have my computer is about to die for yeah. It is the auto. Oh wait, no, it's here. Auto. Oh, I have everything right. I guess the auto white balance is kind of messing up or something. That's weird. It doesn't matter. Okay, whatever. But anyway, it's like I feel like Nintendo didn't get a fair shake in the Wii U generation because of the Wii U hardware in particular. Not that it was underpowered, but just what the perception of the Wii U was and how they shopped it as for like kids, basically, because all the commercials, the first commercials, like kids and family kids and stuff, which is fine, which is what they wanted to do and be. But they I think now realize that them kids that had the Wii, because the Wii, from the Wii to the Wii U, they were part of that long 8-year generation. It was 8 years, right? 2006, for 7 years, 6 years for Nintendo because it came out too as well. But that was a little bit longer than usual generation. So if you imagine if your kid is 9 or 10 years old, right, and they got the Wii, like, yay, Wii, and then 6 years later, the Wii U comes out, and they're not children's anymore, they're freaking teenagers, and you giving them this toy, they're like, peace out, homie. They go get a PlayStation 4, they go get an Xbox One, they getting everything else but the Wii U, because that's for kids, and the kids that like the Wii grew up. So what they should have done is what they're doing now, but it's like 3 years late, right? And I don't know why they didn't think about it that way. Like, the Wii U was a super success, right? They're like, okay, we got all these people buying it, right? Let's take into consideration, like, the kids that, the lowest, the youngest kids. How old are they now? 6 years later, let's make a console for those people and older, right? Instead of trying to be Disney and capture the kids, the new kids. It doesn't work that way, especially when the parents are buying consoles. The Burr says the Switch is going to beat PlayStation 4 and break Sony, leaving Xbox the winner. Texla says the Switch was made for millennials and hipsters. Yeah. Gunny Chief in Twitch chat says fanboys call it a misstep. The what am I? Dion Troy J asks what's my thoughts on his Switch. The Switch is, I've heard some people, for instance, Colin Moriarty say, oh, the Switch is a dumb name, horrible name. I think it's a better name than Wii or Wii U. I think it's as far as internet searching, SOE and all that stuff, search and SEO, search engine optimizations. It's not the best name, but it will just by the nature of what the internet is, it will become. That's not an issue because Nintendo. Is that what the Switch was? Wait a second. Bugger Ranch. Whatever. And I like the name Switch because everybody was calling it NX, and now it's just the NS, which is it's like the NES. You just take out the E. It's no more entertainment. It's just the Nintendo Switch NS, right? So instead of saying NX, you're gonna say NS, right? Good. Now, the concept behind it, behind the name and behind the whole system, the NS, the Switch, if you just want to say Switch. I Reject Gaming says, are you a Khajiit? I wish I was, because I'd be like, or big cats, meow, purr, like a big giant cat, purr, mother flower, purr, I'm happy, right? Is that it? Meow, purr, meow. Yeah. Anyway, Shane Fernandez won. Says nice goatee, damn nice goatee. Thank you. It's a little crooked. Like this one is I don't know, it's weird. If I braid it, then it's like it's just weird. Maintenance. I'm like, at first it was like 1 rubber band, and then 2, and then 3, and I have 4 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm waiting for 5 though. That's gonna be gonna converge with the happy trail now. Look, follow the mouth down to the south. Sorry. How long did that take you to grow? Over a year, definitely. Probably close to 2 years now. I mean, trimming it and stuff because the ends get a little messed up. Sometimes you gotta clip. But I guess going on 2 years probably. I just stopped counting, but yeah, it's definitely over a year. Okay, so man, they're talking like Rafa and Brian Shepard. They're talking game development, freaking in Slack, and I'm like, oh man, I wanna be in the meeting. I can't. I'm doing it. Bands make you dance. Oh, bands, yeah. And rubbers make you do other stuff. Anyway, Nintendo S, the NS, the Nintendo Switch, the Switch. Name is good. Name is the thing. What they're doing right this time is that they're fixing their messaging. It seems that this generation is all about the messaging, right? And of course, what you're shoveling out there, of course, but it's all about the messaging. If you get the messaging right, people will fall in line and be like, "Oh, it's the best thing I ever buy." Aha! Then Kaiju says he's not talking about your beard, he's talking about your height. Hi, ha, ha. Very, very funny. Very, very funny. Oh, Robert says nice mob sound. You want those to be mob sound? Like, yeah, we have any cat boss monsters in Junkie T? Maybe we should have like the furball collection. You know how cats just have fur balls and like, and then there's a big pile of mush and hair, and maybe there's like the soul of a cat inside the furball monster. Like I'm like, like creating a freaking monster in it. All right. So it's got a big furball sheep that's like, and there's like, you see a claw with a come out of it, and it's like moving around the stage, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like splat, and then like it leaves a trail of goop on it, and you step in the goop, it's like, you get hurt, like, you know what I'm saying? Robin says, yeah, let's draw a gigantic furball boss. Hey, man. Hey, let's do it. I could do the meows and stuff. Like, ooh, what if like it starts small and like meow, it's like a little kitten, and then it's like powered up. Meow. That'd be tight. Yeah, let's do that. Do that. Put down on the list. Put down on trailer. Anyway, DeAndre says Sony needs to get the messaging right about the Pro. Here's the problem. We're gonna talk about that too. You're right, DeAndre. The problem is they messed up the messaging already, and it comes out in 2 weeks, right? They messed up already. They got Sony. We're gonna get back to the Switch. Don't worry. They got Sony. They got Mark Cerny, the hardware architect for the PS4 and the Pro, which I don't understand because the PS4 was so great, quote unquote great, and the Pro is like, what's this? I don't understand how this Pro was from the same dude who made the regular PS4. I understand how it is. And I discovered or learned today or yesterday, whatever it was, that they actually just put another GPU in the PS4 Pro to make it double the graphics power. So they didn't overclock the GPU in it. Well, like they put another. First of all, I don't understand how that works because the PS4 works on an APU. Just like the Xbox One, it's both on a chip, system on a chip, right? It's the CPU and the GPU on one chip. So how you gonna put another GPU unless you put another CPU? So wouldn't that make it all the way doubly fast as far as? So you tell me they put 2 APUs in the PS4? Is that what you're saying? Because I don't get it. That's what they're saying. And then we're gonna get back to the Switch. And then they said, "Oh, we got magic sauce to make the PS4 have 8.4 teraflops." And I'm like, what you just said doesn't make okay. It makes sense in your twisted reality, but what they're doing is they're taking their 32-bit floating point and changing it to 16-bit floating point, which is cutting 32 in half, which doubles, but I think it affects the memory or something like that, right? So and they're foolish because they're acting like you can only do that on the PS4 Pro. But well, can't you do the same thing on like everything? I mean, I think Microsoft's been doing a version of that, and who else was it? Apple? I forgot who it was. Not Apple. There's another company. So I'm like, okay, so Xbox Scorpio, 6.0 teraflops, 6 teraflops to 32-bit, right? So you put it to 16-bit is 12, right? It's the same thing. How you go? It's like, yeah, the PS4 has 8.4 teraflops if you run it at 700p. If you take out all the colors, that wouldn't work. If you just use mono sound, if you compress everything to MP3s at 96 kbs, you know what I mean? There's so many caveats. It's ridiculous. They are messing up the messaging of the PS4 right now, the PS4 Pro right now, so hard in order to compete with a system that isn't even out yet. Microsoft played this very well, and I'm going to get back to that. We need to talk about the Switch. All right, I don't want to. You got me off track there, DeAndre, but we're going to talk about the Switch because that's the hotness right now. That's the hotness. It's so hot. It's hotter than the PSVR. I just watched the PSVR breakdown. Somebody, a Japanese dude who works for Sony, took apart the PSVR. There's a lot of crap in that thing. A lot of crap. When I say crap, I mean just wires and they pulled out the one screen because if you didn't realize, the PSVR is the one headset that uses one screen, just like VR box back there, just like the Gear VR. It uses one screen. So why are you spending $500 on a one screen? It's basically it's basically a phone. It's basically a phone, except it's connected to your PS4 as a display. You know what I mean? And it's got lights on it. It's for tracking. It's like all these things that the PSVR can be accomplished for less. Why is it $500? Anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the Switch. So I was watching the Switch. First off, that was a nice commercial. Very, very nice to look at. I like to look at the cinematography, the lighting, the color grading. Everything was great. Editing, whatever. Everything was awesome. That was a good commercial as far as what it looked like. I like to look at it. I want to look at it again. I'm not offended by the optics of that commercial. I like the music in the beginning because I think that was Zelda, right? But then like the happy, I was like, okay. It got annoying. It's very catchy. Lumi says music was nice, very catchy. I think that the music was was the one thing that was a little bit distracting. It didn't, like, for instance, it didn't take the visuals and like elevate them to like, oh snap, I really need this. Like, music can do that. This it didn't take away from what they were presenting, but it didn't add the extra oh snap. It's just, oh snap is on. Like, remember that Mass Effect? There was a Mass Effect commercial for Mass Effect 3, I believe. And it was like by Blur. It was all CG and stuff, but the music. No, it was a gameplay. And then they had that music that dun, 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 it was all epic music, and I was like, yo, that game right there. The music put it over there, just like the Rogue One trailer music. The one. I don't know if it was the last trailer. Last trailer I like too, but the trailer before that, when they had kind of variations on the Imperial March and stuff put together, that music elevated the epicness of it. So the music in the Switch commercial didn't elevate it. The trailer didn't elevate it, but it didn't bring it down either. So it wasn't distracting. The lyric, I didn't even pay attention to the lyrics. Kaiju says the music wasn't distracting. The lyrics tell you what the Switch is about. Yeah, I didn't even know. Nocturne is in chat. Hello, Nocturne. That's Brian. Not Brian Shepard. Yeah. So cinematography, great. What it is makes it. I mean, there's still questions, and all the fanboys and stuff are like, oh man, I don't know, what is it? How much is it? And how long is the battery life, and how many gigaflops, how many gigabytes of memories and storage, and how much the cartridge cost, and is it a touchscreen, and how long does the battery? I said already. How long the battery life, and all that stuff. So I was like, valid questions, yeah, but this is just like this is the teaser. This is the teaser trailer for the for the Switch. It ain't even out. The NS ain't even out, man. So chill out. But I think that the presentation is good. The industrial design of the unit is good because it looks less like a toy. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like the Nintendo gamepad for the Wii U. That's leapfrog. If it was green and white, it'd be leapfrog, son. Taco says, if Nintendo really wants to cater to the audience, they put some EDM in there. Eat, sleep, switch, repeat. Pretty much. Deon Troy J says, thought it would have had some color to the NS. Thought it would have some color to the NS. I mean, I like the darker. I like the darker gray because it harkens back to the GameCube when the great GameCube came out. It was purple and dark, and I think there was a gray one, and it was purple black, right? Or purple blue, whatever that color was, and black, and then yeah. I mean, it's they're catering to a more mature audience, so they're muting down the colors a little bit, gray, dark. You know what I'm saying? And also because the way that the screen is. There is a bezel. Anyway, there's a little bit of space between the end of the screen and the actual end of the actual hardware unit itself. So that's fine. I mean, I don't expect it to be all the way to the edge because they got to put all the hardware in the screen, which is cool. Technical says the question is, what is the battery life gonna be? Does it matter what the battery life is gonna be? Because if you can charge it via USB, mini USB or whatever, doesn't matter. How long is your battery life on your laptop? How long is your battery life on your iPad? Huh? We can't say phone because phone is different. Phone, you're not going to be playing for 3 hours straight. Now, if you play your phone for 3 hours straight, how long is your battery life? That's what I'm saying. So I think the battery life will be comparable to what we're using now. It makes sense. Of course, I think it might be a little bit less than that because of what it's doing as far as computing and stuff. Yeah, but you know what? No, it goes back to if you're playing a game on your phone, same difference. I'm talking about a phone, not no little piece of, I got a little phone, boop, boop, boop. No, phone, son. 6 inches, 1080p. 1080p. Gotta turn on any second. What the hell happened to my phone? Oh snap! My phone broke now. Hey, my phone is broken. Okay, I think I broke my phone. Gosh darn it! I gotta reset it. It's just not responding. Okay, I'll deal with that later. Lumi says, "SG, would you play it out in public, like in the airplane?" Yeah, of course I would. Billy OK says maybe it's solar powered. Yeah, right. Maybe it has solar power. That'd be cool. Oh, you know what? They could just have a solar powered hat. Put the hat on and plug it in. Good to go. Go to the beach. Why? That makes sense. That makes sense to me anyway. But that would make sense. Wait, I don't like that. Do this side. No, then do this side. Forget it. Put it back later. So, industrial design is nice. Colors, cool. It's a good evolution of the Wii U gamepad and such. Ty Claw says I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo comes out with an external battery that you can use to charge the Switch while outdoors. They might do that, but that's all third party stuff. So, and that's the thing, like this system, the NS, is basically what the Nvidia Shield became. The Nvidia Shield tablet, so kind of the same thing, except they did their little dock and the side controllers. That's the only difference, really. As far as power, I don't know. We'll see. They haven't said, but I would assume that it would be the latest, the Tegra 3, right? Is that the one? That's the I believe that's the newest chip set for the Tegras. So yeah, I don't see why. Yeah, I don't. I think what it is really is just kind of like a portable Wii U with maybe a little bit better, a bit marginally better hardware for the graphics and stuff. But it's ARM architecture, so I don't know what the Wii U was. So I don't know. And yeah. But all right, so industrial design, color's cool. The only problem I have with the Nintendo Switch, Dev Note 44, what's up? Thanks for showing up. Yeah, boo back. Only issue I have with the Nintendo Switch, the NS, is the Joy-Con controllers. I don't have a problem with them, but that's not a preferred way of playing. You know what I'm saying? Even when it's docked in that crazy puppy face head thing. Dude, Switch Pro controller all the way. Come on, son. Even if wait, I don't think SG. That's right. I never think. I just do. So here's my question: can you take the tablet out without the Joy-Cons and have the Pro controller? I think they showed that, right? And just play that way, and just take the Joy-Cons and just throw them away. Well, don't throw them away, but just throw them in the thing, and just be like, yo. And then this is what you do: you build a harness on your Pro controller that with the arm, and then the thing goes right there, and boom, NVIDIA Shield, son. That's how you do it. I know there's gonna be some third-party Switch holders for your controller, or they're gonna build I was gonna say they're gonna do a third-party Switch controller that has a built-in kind of the whole thing. You could put the cradle the Switch in it. But Gunny Chief says, "I'm back. I had to vote. Good. I'm glad you voted for Donald Clinton, Hillary Trump, felonious hunk. Vote for." Look, we're not getting political. All right, politico. DeAndre, what's your price point for the NS? My price point to buy it. I don't know if I want to buy it. It's about the games, son. If they don't have games I want to play, I ain't gonna buy it. But I think they might. But I don't think they're gonna have all of the third-party stuff, because they're gonna run into the same situation they ran into the Wii and the Wii U. That it's not the same architecture as the PS4 and Xbox. So it's basically a mobile. It's just like a phone. Point. What's the point? Glad you can make it. Felonious hunk says it's like a GoPro mount or something. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, just like a little thing. You put the thing on top. That'd be dope. Kaijudo. I can't. Okay, let me see if this works. Kaijudo. Can you hear me, Kaijudo?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I gotta hold you up to the mic.
I wanted to sit in a little bit while you spoke about the Nintendo Switch.
Switch. Let me see if I can put you on speaker. Speaker phone. Where is the speaker? Of the speaker. Where's the speakerphone on this damn Skype? Do. I guess there's just no speakerphone on there. All right. Anyway, yeah. So where was I?
You're talking about the controller.
The controller. The whatchamacallit. The Switch controller, which is the how do you say? The Joy Pro. Joy-Con. Yeah, Joy-Con. That's a weird name. But yeah. I don't. That's the only thing that, because dude, like, he got in the plane, and he put the little kickstand out, and put the tray table down, and he pulled off the Joy-Cons, and he sat back like all weird looking, all kind of crunched up in the seat, and he was like playing like, controller with his headphones in. I'm like, that don't look comfortable for like a long trip. I don't. Well, okay. I mean, I guess you could play that way, but I don't know any other controller besides like the Wii U and the Move that had the extra nunchuck that where your hands are separated and you're playing. You know what I mean? Maybe that's something that that'll happen in future iterations of console. What if they did this?
I just think that when it comes to any new controller, it's like if you love the system enough, you'll train yourself to use it. Like it does look awkward, but at the same time, I'm not sitting there like ready to bash Nintendo about it or say it's a stupid idea. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to try it and use it. Like you, I'm probably not going to get it for like 2 years from now or something because I want to focus on the PlayStation VR right now. But it does look really cool. I'm very interested in it, but I just know that I'm not going to be buying it at launch. And I usually don't do that with any system anyway. It's usually with handhelds, like whatever handheld Nintendo comes out with, or something like a VR. I would go for that, but like not a system. I always wait at least 2 years because that's when they figure everything out and they start making the right type of games for it. They usually come out with another version of it, which works a lot better than the first version of it. So I think it's always good to wait at least 2 years before you get a system.
Yeah, quite dog. Yeah, you're right. Let me see if Rafa says
you were saying something. You said what if you were talking about the controller.
What if they
what if they do this? Yeah.
What if it didn't make sense what I was saying though? So I was gonna say, what if they took a Pro controller and cut it in half? But it's the same difference. Only it would.
Weren't people doing that online? Like on Twitter, I see people like putting stuff together. They're like mashing Wii remotes, and I'm just like, oh man, internet. They always find something to crap on.
Well, there was a rumor way back before the PS4 I think launched, or maybe it was for the PS3 where they had a separated controller. I think somebody actually made one that worked where it was like connected by magnets and you just kind of crunch it apart. I think it was for the Move and stuff. So, but I mean they could do it. It's just I don't understand why. I don't know. I think it's more about form factor and keeping it as small as possible because it's a big system. So.
The one thing that's driving me crazy when I watch like videos online about the Switch and everybody's like, oh, I'm so glad that they didn't show families playing the game. Oh, this is like an adult system. I'm just like, no, it's gonna be for kids. I think Nintendo was wise to kind of like not put them in there, but at the same time, it's just annoying that people still think that Nintendo only caters to like little kids and family, like those games. A lot of adults play those games. A lot of adults are into those games. And what's wrong with promoting a system that's going to be for a family to play around in the living room? Like why are they so anti that? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, I think mainly because kids aren't going to buy it. It's the people who they showed in the actual video who have the money to buy it. So, I mean, kids be like, "Mom and Daddy, please buy it for me." But if you get the parents all in on it from the jump, they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna buy that for my kid." The video games.
No, but that last part, I mean, they weren't kids, but they were like teenagers that were like playing at the esports, and they got like that soccer team. So
yeah, that's true.
I think it's more of like for teens. But but just the point that I'm making is I don't get why people were like, so like, like if they would have had like one family in that video, they would have been upset. I'm like, what is wrong with you people? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? It's weird.
I think they're trying to.
Out of their minds.
I think they're just trying to appeal to a more mature demographic and try to get out of the stigma that Nintendo's.
I'm not talking about Nintendo. I'm talking about the
people
online that are making these YouTube videos.
Oh, so yeah. Well, they're idiots.
I'm talking about their main thing is like, oh, I'm glad that they don't have families playing this system. This is the one. They finally listened to us. I'm like, I don't think Nintendo gave a shite about anything that you thought. I just think that they're always innovative. This is the direction they want to go in now, and it's fine. I don't think they ever really was like, oh my god, I can't. YouTube hates us. Let's cater to YouTube. You know what I mean? Like I hate that whole nerd movement where they think they control everything.
I mean, I mean, it's they kind of have some sway because public opinion kind of turned into reality. True. But I think I agree with you. Nintendo always tends to innovate, but like with the Wii U, they didn't the messaging wasn't too clear, and they were selling to like an invisible audience because all the people who wanted the Wii U and wanted to play the Wii U and all, they were old school Nintendo fans, not kids. So why are you making the kids? Why are you making a little Fisher Price leapfrog system when all these old adult people want to buy it? So you want to make a system that looks like, hey, I'm an adult, this is for me, yay Nintendo, I love you. So I think they're trying to get where they needed to be in that respect. But as far as like the internet, I don't know. We're not gonna focus on now. But
I think before you move on to the next thing, I just want to say that I think the only Nintendo thing that looked kitty to me was the freaking GameCube. That thing was like a lunchbox.
true.
I didn't think that it was, well, the Wii, it was white and black. The Wii U, if you took away the controller, that did look like the leapfrog. I agree with that. Like I just leapfrog. But like, you just took that away. Like they always look like if there is such a thing, like a mature console. But that GameCube, what everybody swears by, is like, oh, that was for adults. That thing was a freaking lunchbox. It had a handle on it.
Yeah, that's true.
That looked more like a kid's thing than anything else.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the mic on you though, because I don't have you hooked up. Hold on a second. Hold on, I'm doing science here. I'm doing yeah. Alright. That should be better, I think. Alright. So yeah, I got you over there. Alright. So I don't have to hold you anymore. Anyway, so yeah, there's a thing that is a concern, I guess. And I don't know if it is just because of what the Switch is. But like games today are big. They're big because of 4K. I don't think there are going to be too many 4K Switch games, but regardless, even if they're not 4K, they're still huge. They're still big. So one thing is that like what game was it? Was it Battlefield or was it no? It was Call of Duty. It's like 131 gigs or something. That's with both games, of course, but you know that's never going to come to the Switch as that. If it is at all. But like how big are the cartridges going to be as far as capacity? How many gigabytes? I've heard 32 gigabytes, which is okay. That's not a bad size. But that being said, how much is it going to cost? Because we all know that the SD cards cost more than a Blu-ray disc. So, you know, extrapolate from there. But I don't know. I don't know, like how are they gonna keep up with, like they showed Skyrim on that trailer. Like what version of Skyrim they're gonna have? I guess this might be the I don't know if it'll be the Xbox One PS4 version. It
was the new one. I heard people saying it was like the new, well, maybe not new, but it was Skyrim, but a better looking Skyrim than the current Skyrim.
Right.
That's what I heard.
I mean,
I don't know if it's that new, whatever that new crap that's coming out this week. So I don't know. I don't know if it was that one.
No, I don't think it is, because I don't think that the Switch can do that. I mean, they could do the old generation, last gen's version, probably, because I don't even remember how big that is. But I mean, it's
not that. Yeah, it's a pretty simple game. I mean,
it's not that. Yeah.
The original Skyrim on my PC, and then it's not even that much difference when you lower the whatever the hell, the graphics or whatever it is. I put it to like the lowest, and it still looked the same. I'm like, like back in the day, you used to realize like when you did lower the settings on your computer game, like you could tell right away because like things would be missing.
Yeah.
But like this thing, I mean, it looks just like if it was on high when I played it. So I don't know. It's weird.
True. Yeah. I mean that's just one game, but why
in there? That takes a lot of power.
On what?
I have NBA. They have NBA 2K, and those games take up, like they say, the sports games take up like some of the biggest memory on the system.
So I guess for computing or something. I mean,
play like Xbox, PlayStation.
No. Yeah. Because there's so many different characters. Yeah, so CPU, yeah, definitely. Well, just people who can't hear, Kajudo.
I'm gonna I gotta eat dinner, so like in another, I'm gonna be on probably like another 15 minutes, so you won't sound like you're talking to yourself.
Thanks. Yeah, I gotta figure out.
My 2 cents on the Switch while you were talking about that, because
Yeah, I think
it looks really cool. I'm happy for Nintendo.
Yeah, I'm.
Done it, but I do have my questions about it. Like that disc, when I saw the cartridge, I'm like, how does that even work? Because I don't really know how they get all that memory and stuff on games anyway. And I'm like, isn't the CD always like the best to go with when you do that kind of stuff?
Nah. Cartridges are better. It's about transfer speed, right? So this generation with the Xbox One and PS4, all the games need to be. None of the games read off discs anymore, like last gen where it was reading off discs. This gen, everything's downloaded to the hard drive, whether you have a physical disc or you download it. Everything's put on the hard drive, and the games are read off the hard drive. So if you have a fast hard drive read inside your system, you'll have faster load times and such. And with cartridges, it's like having a really fast solid state drive. Basically, I think it's faster than that. I've heard somebody said 400 gigabytes per second. Megabytes per second. And I'm like, okay, maybe. But like if you compare like SD cards for cameras, it's kind of like that's what those game cards are going to be basically. But it's probably enhanced and faster and 32 gigs or whatever they say. So it's definitely better because there's no spinning of discs. You don't waste power on a freaking motor and all that stuff. It's just direct contact to the flash.
Oh, so the cartridge is ideal.
Cartridge is better, but it's more expensive to produce. That's the give and take with that stuff, and that's why they went to disc, because it was cheaper to produce a disc than it is a cartridge. But I mean, imagine if carts came back, which might happen because of the speed. Like, I mean, just like SSDs, right? SSDs are better than conventional hard drives because there are no moving parts. Everything's direct. You know what I'm saying? However it's made, and however it'll have faster transfer speeds, so you can do more. As far as like load time of the operating system or whatever, if it's a game that requires streaming from the drive, then open world games will be better and all that stuff. But that has to be kind of a ubiquitous type of thing, because I don't know if games can adjust to a system that has a SSD versus a hard drive system. I don't know if it will work that way. But yeah, cartridges definitely faster, just more expensive. But
what about what about the life of it? Like a disc like longer lasting than cartridges?
Nah.
Cartridges last a long time. Like with whatever the crap they put on memory or games, whatever the hell.
Cartridges last longer too. So because it's chips. With discs, disc is plastic. It's a plastic clear, and then there's a thin medium, which is sometimes it's aluminum. I don't know. It's a really paper thin metal. It's like like gold flake or silver flake when you put it down, and and just kind of rub it off. That's what CD, the medium inside a CD. If you ever crack open a CD, you can just kind of, and it like turns into dust. It's really super thin. And then and that's sandwiched in between two pieces of plastic basically. So that's what a CD or DVD or Blu-ray. Well, Blu-ray is a little different, but yeah, I think CD or DVDs have a shelf life of 10 years or so. It might be more now. I think Blu-ray might be a little bit longer, and they have some specialized disc media, like holographic diamond, whatever, rock disc or something that's nobody's making, nobody's using. So I don't think it's practical unless they can implement that type of stuff into. No, I can't even say that. I was gonna say put that stuff into like a hard drive format, but it's still not as good as like flash drives or SSDs. So I think cartridge and flash drive and solid state drive stuff is gonna start pushing back once they get that technology cheap enough for it to be worth it. But yeah, definitely for a handheld, cartridges all the way.
So does this mean that there might be a chance that the Switch cartridges are gonna cost a little more? Like maybe, like I'm not talking about like over $60, but I'm just saying that like those little games we used to get away with the 3DS and all that stuff, where we only paid like $30 to $40. Like seems like that's gone now, right? We're gonna be paying like the price that we pay for like PlayStation and Xbox games for these little cartridges.
Probably. Yeah. I would assume so because I would say it depends on the game because if it's a small little game that they can, I would assume that they would have different sizes that they would buy from whoever's making them. So imagine an 8 gig, a 16 gig, and a 32 gig version, right? So they say, oh, this game is only 4 gigs. So we get the 8 gig version, and then maybe they use some of it to, well, see, I don't, let me take that back. I'm not too sure how they're going to handle the cartridge. Like if the cartridge is just memory where it holds the ROM to play the game, okay. But if it's more than that, like how the old school cartridges were, that's a different story because Nintendo likes to do kind of unique stuff with their hardware. So maybe there's an extra chip in there that does something, but that would up the cost a little bit. So let's assume that it's like an SD drive and it's just memory. Then they can do like a 4, 8, 16, 32 gig configurations and say, okay, this is a small game, put it on the 4 gig, boom. And then they can sell it for cheaper because the 4 gig, money wise, as far as how much it costs them, might be cheaper. But it also depends on the IP and stuff. So they can say, oh well, this is Kirby, so we can charge a little more. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that'll be a direct correlation, but it'll definitely affect it once you go up to the higher memory sizes. Like 32 gig, a 32 gig cartridge will cost more than a 4 gig cartridge as far as just how much it costs in materials. But as far as IP,
you see what this Rafa guy says? He says it doesn't sound reasonable to have just one game per cartridge though.
Yeah, Rafa. Yeah, that doesn't. But this is Nintendo, so they can have collections, but you have to look at you have the Breath of the Wild, the Link game. They're not gonna put another unless they have room, maybe to entice people to buy it. Say, oh, you get the Legend of Zelda, the first one, as an extra bonus. It's on the cartridge. They'd be like, oh, okay, that's cool, thanks. But they're making a video game system, and they're still. I don't think they're into throwing more stuff than they have to onto a cartridge just because they have the room.
What if they do this? This might be way too crazy, and the more I think about it, the more I doubt it because I know they're scared of piracy and all that stuff. But what if it's just one of those things? Maybe what if that thing is kind of like an SD card, that cartridge thing, and you're downloading those games offline and sticking them on there and taking them out with you and playing them and stuff.
Then they would, yeah. Like but then
digital. You when you're at home, you download whatever games you buy and you download them. You put them on that thing, and then you go out with your dog and you play.
Yeah, that makes sense to us because that's how.
No, that's crazy. That doesn't make sense.
No, that does make sense because it's basically like what you do with your phone. Because you put an SD card in there and say, oh, let me go to the App Store and grab an app and play it and fill up my card.
Like, that's too. I think that's too out there for like a game company. See, that's just stuff they want to avoid. Like, yeah, you get that on a phone and a tablet, but
that's what the Switch is. The Switch is a Nintendo tablet, but I mean that's how we deal with games and stuff on portable systems, not Nintendo. But Nintendo is a video game company, so I think they're gonna stick to their same old ways of distributing games, and well, not distributing games, but just one cartridge is a game or a collection of games or whatever. I mean, just think of it as a way better DS without the other screen,
Mm-hmm.
And just
that was the one disappointment with me with it is because I have a Wii U. And I do take issue with the Wii Pad just because it does feel like some kind of like leapfrog. Like I like when you call it a leapfrog because that's exactly what it feels like. Because I've used tablets before and I'm just like, oh, this feels like a really bum tablet for like a baby. But what I liked about it was the technology behind it. Like if you got the game, there's a game I think it's called Nintendo Worlds or something like that.
No, that's PlayStation Worlds. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, I think Nintendo has the same crap though. They also have like a kind of like a demo kind of disc or whatever. But anyway, they have these games on there that show you like all the different ways that you can utilize the Wii U. and they had like these really cool games where it's like just like the game in VR, where it's like it's like a co-op game. It's like a local co-op, and like the people that are watching it on the TV, they control a certain aspect of the game, and then the person holding the Wii pad or whatever the heck it's called, they control this other part. I think it was like a ghost catching game or hide and seek game.
You talking about Nintendo Land?
Yeah, Nintendo Land. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
And so I like stuff like that. So like it bothers me a little bit that the Switch is not, you're not able to use it as a second screen, which I think they should have kept going in that direction as well. I think that because you want some game innovation, you want to play your games in different ways, you want to have fun when you're doing local co-op.
You know what they could do?
Yeah.
I think that would be smart for them to do is if you want a second screen, then you can use either your Nintendo Wii controller or 3DS. Yeah, if they can do that, figure it out. I think they can do that because it's an ARM architecture. All they gotta do is build the software for it. Why not? It's Bluetooth, I believe.
With Smash Brothers, you can't use the 3DS as a second screen, but you can use it as another controller. Like they got that thing all controlled up. Like you can use, like if you're the type of person you can't get multiple Pro controllers for your Wii U, you got no problem because chances are you have a Wii with the nunchucks or whatever the hell that thing, the Wii remote, and chances are you got a 3DS, and they allow you to use all that stuff as controllers.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about the Switch, I don't think anything's going to be. Well, it's not backwards compatible unless they build that in somehow through software. But yeah, it's not because you can't. Many of the games you can't play because you don't have the second screen, you don't have the controller, and
true.
But
that's a good point. That's a point nobody brought up because a lot of people are like, is this thing backwards compatible? And I didn't even think about that. You're right, because like you can't play a 3DS game on that thing because you need the two screens.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. If they want to incorporate those older hardware, then they could. But I don't know. I don't see what the incentive would be for them to do that because I think they're trying to.
Nobody knows if it's a touchscreen yet, right? I doubt it. I'm thinking it's not going to be a touchscreen because I think they would have showed that.
Nah, I think it is. I think they're trying to focus on who they're trying to sell to at first, and the whole taking the controllers off and pulling it out of its dock and going mobile with it and stuff. I think that was the main focus. I think they did it so that they wouldn't put too much stuff, too much. Oh, it does this, it does this. First, you give them a taste. You go, okay, and then you get the first, like, oh, that's cool. It's for older. It's for hipsters, millennials, and you just pull it out and you take off the Joy-Cons and you're good to go. That's it. Simple, bam, bam. And then we got time. We got 6 months or so. So now they'll start talking more about I believe it's a touchscreen. It doesn't. I don't know of any freaking display other than like monitors. That aren't touchscreen. Every phone is touchscreen. Every tablet is touchscreen. Like I said, some monitors are touchscreen, but that's the only other thing. No TVs either, but everything else that's that size touchscreen. What?
But do you think it'll just be for like selecting and menu systems, and not so much like you're playing a game using the touchscreen? I don't know if they're gonna do that.
No, I mean it might be functionality like simple stuff, kind of like what the PS4 controller does. Nothing to. I mean, there might be like say if they port Angry Birds, like you can use the touchscreen if you want, or you can use the controller. It doesn't matter. Just something like that because it's not integral to. I think they're figuring out that touchscreen gaming isn't that important. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's gimmicky and it's cool sometimes, but you can't kind of bet your whole system and everything on it. And that's what they kind of did for some games, like Star Fox was kind of messed up because they forced, and they should have learned from Sony back in PS3 that if you hand fist and force these type of controls on people, a lot of people are like, nope, I don't want to play it that way. Some people are like, yeah, it's kind of cool and different, but for the most part, just regular controllers. That's why they had the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, whatever it's called. That's why they had that in that ad, in that trailer, because they know if they just showed those Joy-Cons, a lot of people were like, nope, I'm out. I'm not playing with them goofy ass things. But they showed the Pro controller, and then people were like, oh, okay, all right, yep, okay, I don't need to, So that's why they did it.
And what was that other thing that they showed? They showed another thing too. It was like it was almost like a pill shape thing. Another controller. It was like, I don't know what you call that shape. Not like a cylinder shape, but it's like, like what the shape of a pill, but like a flat. If it was flat, not like completely round.
No, you talking that was
another controller in that.
Those were the Joy-Cons.
Not the thing when they stuck the two Joy-Cons into the thing that makes it look like a dog face. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you look at the part with the soccer team. Yeah. They had some other controller. They had like this they almost looked like little. They were like they were regular rectangle, like a joypad, but at the same time they were like curved around the side.
Those were the Joy-Cons. Those were the Joy-Cons.
Did you watch this trailer?
Yes, I did. Those are the Joy-Cons. Switched to like when they were playing the basketball, they all took a Joy-Con and they were playing together.
No, that was something else. That was some other controller, man.
And I gotta pull up.
This thing was like the dude was holding it with like two hands, like he had a Big Mac.
Now I gotta pull up the trailer.
Yeah, look at it again with that. Towards the end, when the soccer teams, they're all sitting around the floor, like they're about to like freaking summon some demon or something.
All right.
Switch. Yeah, that's all they need in that commercial. But it looks cool. My last question to you before I get out of here is, what do you think is going to be in the box? That's what I want. I'm pretty sure those controllers aren't going to be in there. Just the little Wii remote controllers, and of course the thing that you stick it into. But I think that other thing might be included too. That thing that you stick the two controllers into to make it into one controller.
Yeah. I think it'll be the screen, the unit, Joy-Cons, and like you said, the whatever that thing is called, where you put the Joy-Cons in when you take it off the screen. Pro controller will be separate, and the dock might be separate because they can.
Seem like they could throw that in there.
No, well they can, but they can also do a thing where they can say, well, we're gonna have. I'm trying to play this stupid trailer. It's not playing. Oh, here we go. So they can have it where they can sell like the unit and the Joy-Cons, and that's it. And I guess I see, but I don't know how it charges. I don't know if it, like, if you put it in that dock, is it like
a
charging it? Huh?
I'm pretty sure it's just like because I have like I said, I have a Wii U, and it comes with this charger thing for the Wii Pad. I think it's called the Wii Pad. I don't know what it's called. But anyway, they have like a charger thing that you can stick on there and charge it. Like you put the plug inside of it, and then you sit it on there, kind of like a cordless phone or something. Right. And it charges. But at the same time, if you don't want to use that, if you're outside somewhere, you can just take that same wire and just plug it directly into the pad. So I always thought it was going to be something like that, where it's like you can either plug it into that thing that pad thing is sitting inside of, or you can just take that same wire and just plug it into the tablet when you're outside.
I don't see. I'm trying to look at the back of it, and I don't see like any grooves or anything. So I mean, I guess there's a plug. I don't know if there's a plug in the bottom or if it's like wireless charging in through the dock. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's
a lot of people are saying they think that there's definitely going to be wires back there, because part of like a old thing that like almost every game system in existence ever did was like, anytime you look at posters, they usually have the system not connected to the television because they want to make it look messy. So you'll just see the system there with not connected to the TV, and you just see somebody playing with a controller.
Oh yeah. I know. I know there's wires coming off, but they didn't show them because there was I think there was USB or something on the side that there was nothing plugged into it. But yeah, they definitely cleaned it up for us. But Captain Otis, hey, what's up? Thanks for showing up. I'm still waiting for that part because I know they had a Pro controller in the tournament, and then right there they're playing with the Joy-Cons.
No, it's before they go to the E3 thing, because I saw this trailer a bunch of times. Yeah. It's right when they show that soccer team and they go inside the gym or whatever, and they gather around in a circle.
I'm getting to that.
They have all the.
I'm getting to it. Oh, he's Rafa's friend. Hello, Rafa's friend, Captain Otis. What's up? All right, so I got the Asian lady with the bag dress on, and she's going on to the roof party. Hi. I like her dress though, or pant, whatever it is.
Yeah, that was cool. I like
potato sack.
I like how they showed all the different things that it could do in the commercial. You know,
Okay,
it's
here
like,
we go. Here we go. All right, so they're drawing on the chalkboard. They got the pro controllers now. Everybody's there, and they're sitting there. They're watching. That's a pro controller.
No, it's a different time. It's a different version. It's not the same one that was on the dude's table in the beginning. The guy that's playing Zelda. That's not the same controller. That's a different controller.
No. Yeah. That's the pro controller. That one, the one that the dude was playing, the puppy face. That's the whatever, the Frankenstein one. You slap the two things and it has the middle.
No. That was another one too. That was like an intact controller.
No, he took it apart.
Ask the chat room.
No, the first dude. The first dude that took his dog out.
An intact controller.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. He took it apart.
Right.
They did it just. I'll show you where it does it.
When he was outside.
No, he did it just before he left the room. He took it apart. I'll show you. He's like, Roof, yo, son, I gotta pee. He's like, all right, Fido. And then he right here, bam, takes it apart. Bam, right there. You're probably not watching, but he's taking it apart right there, and then the little middle section is still there, and it's like a carcass now. And then he slaps the two Joy-Cons and he pulls it out. He's like, let's go, Fido! So yeah. So that's the pro controller you're talking about. All right.
Yeah,
cool.
I thought I saw at least 3 different controllers in there. The Pro, like I have for the Wii U, which it looks like an Xbox controller, has like those bat wings on the side.
Yeah.
And then and then some other pale looking thing, and then of course the two flip pads that you stick on the side of it.
Yeah, the 2 foot pads have another little thing that you can use to make it kind of a real controller, but I don't think that's as good as like the pro controller itself. So, and I think the pro controller is a little different than because they have the offset buttons like the Xbox One controller and the Switch as well. So it's a little better. But
well, thanks for taking my call. I'm gonna listen while I eat my dinner and just stay away from the PlayStation stuff while I'm eating, so I don't spit my food out.
I'm getting to it, man. All right, man. Got you. Thanks for calling, man.
All right, no problem. All right.
I'm trying. Okay, there we go. I hung up on Kajuro the Bagudo. So yeah, thank you, Kajuro. Now back to smashing on Sony. Oh, Bridget, what do you want to do? Bridget's acting foolish right now. Oh man, that was great. All right, so cool. So we went through the Nintendo. That was our very first thing. So just give me a pickle. Thank you, Miss Tessmacher. Miss Tessmacher. Let's see. I have my notes now. Now I can talk about today. Today. Show October 23rd, 2016. Things you owned in the 90s that are worth a fortune today. This is like a Ms. H section right here.
I picked the one. It's so cool.
Here's the box of baguette for everyone.
Everybody can dig out.
Get out! If you're not looking on camera, you can get your ass out and stop talking. Did it happen? Okay. Keep working on it. Bye. Get out. Anyway, DeAndre J says, I'm right. I know I'm right. I'm always right. Louis says, Professor, no. I don't know what you're talking about. No, but anyway, things that are worth a fortune. Number 1, Pokemon cards. A mint Charizard holo card from first edition Pokemon release in '99. You can go for $3,400. I don't even want to read the rest of it. 2-sided? Really? 12-sided? What is all this? Read.
It's all about
Pokemon game again. Pokemon. What do you got? Furby, Castlevania, Sega Genesis. I'll read that. Super Mario Brothers NES. 650. This G.I. Joe action figures. Man, I wish I would have kept all my G.I. Joe. Power Ranger action. Nobody cares about Power Ranger. Transformers. I got Transformers. I don't have anything sealed. 95 sealed Megatron is $510. Yeah, I couldn't do that. I'd be playing with that bad boy. I have a hound with a missing arm. Anybody want that one? Now unprofessional, not on mic. Oh yeah, get out. It's closer to get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah, go come on, get out of here. Video games, actors on straight, blah blah. Yeah, okay, fine. Magic the Gathering, Lego sets, hacked. Harry Potter, social. Okay, we'll get back to that a little bit. All right, so let me turn this off. Let me turn this Nintendo nonsense off. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. I'm back. Hello, Celeste. Thank you for showing up. Appreciate it. I don't know why my camera's flashing. Hope I'm not giving anybody Caesars. Oh my gosh. Why is Melodyne? Okay. I don't know why Melodyne just launched. I don't need your Melodyne. Probably gonna crash it. Come on, son. Stop it. Thank you. Whoa. How did that launch? I didn't even click. I guess I did click on it. Anyway. So back to the matter at hand, which is Nintendo. Nintendo's good. The Nintendo Switch. Yeah, I mean, look. They're off to a good start. It's not like they had a okie doke press conference and everybody was like, "What the hell are y'all talking about?" Sony. They put out a 3-minute trailer. Bam, and it was like, ding, 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 ding. Buy a Switch. And the guy was singing. I was like, "Oh, okay, that's all right." And the girl with that dress. I like that dress though. It was green. It's very baggy. It's cool. It's millennial-like. It's like a hybrid. It's like a hippie, hippennial. I don't know. One of those two. Anyway, so the Switch is off to a good start, I'd say. As soon as they answer the questions that everybody's asking, like, how's the battery life? Well, I don't think the battery life will be the issue. What is the power? How many P's? How many frames per second? All that stuff. I don't think that's going to be an issue either because it's Nintendo. Even if it's just a Wii U, as far as specs go, I think it'd be all right. Because Wii U was good. It was just stigma. It's like, Wii U, big babies. So yeah, I think they're in a good. I think they're in a good space. So, and I think that everybody's talking about the Switch. Nobody's talking about PSVR. I think PSVR is not gonna be. It's not gonna be as successful because I keep hearing people saying, "Oh, I go to the store and there's boxes and boxes of PSVR." And like, I thought this thing was sold out. I thought you can pre-order it. I thought it was all nobody. If everybody wants it and it's sold out, then why can I go to any store and just buy one? Because it's not sold out. It's not. Or was it sold out only on Amazon or something? Maybe. And did they sold 50,000 units? I think. Was it 50,000 in Japan? How long has that thing been out? and that's the thing. Is like, I mean, look, the PS4 sold 1 million in a week, right? When it first launched, it was like, oh, it did 1 million. 50. Let's look it up because I'm not gonna sit there and speculate guess. I don't know. See how many units? How many? Units. PS PlayStation VR launch sales will be in the, this was a stupid quote. The PSVR will be in the hundreds of thousands. I was saying this last week. If you are bragging about iUnit sold hundreds of thousands, something's wrong, because iPhones sell millions day one, first day, first week, millions with an S on that. So when you say hundreds of thousands, that's come on, son. That's not good. So it's gonna flip flop, dippity dop. How many units have they sold to sell out PSVR? That's what I want to know. That's just what I want to know. No. Oh, this is what the heck is this? How many units? I can't even understand what's going on here. What is this? Oh, come on, stupid. All right. Oh, this is like a forum. Some shit. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't know. Yeah, I don't. PSVR is it's not good. VR in general is not ready. When, like I said, many people are saying it. Once it goes wireless, and the price comes down. Those two factors, wireless, cheaper, then we could talk. But right now, nope. Kaiju says PSVR is the truth. Deal with it. It's not the truth. It's well, I mean, it's the truth to some people, obviously, but some people live in a world that doesn't exist, which is not reality to most people, because reality is subjective, I guess. Wow, look at those clouds. Anyway, I don't think anybody cares about PSVR. I think it's the flash in the pan. It's about the smoke is just about to clear. The smoke alarm already turned off because the smoke is dissipated from up there. So, And the thing about it, I keep finding is that every time I'm looking at, I'm like, okay, what's the best game? What's the best multiplayer game? Rigs, right? Oh yeah, Rigs. I just looked today. I forgot what the game's called. It's an Epic Games. It's like Rigs. It's a multiplayer game. It's not like Rigs. It's a little bit, but it's way better. Like animation is better. It's faster. I was like, whoa, this game looks crazy nice. Even if it's not in VR, it just looks good. So, Kaiju says VR can't go wireless with current tech. People don't even like to play regular games wireless. Huh? Well, anyway, we're not gonna go into it that much because VR is garbage. But we will talk about. I mean, we talked about the Switch. We just gotta wait. We gotta wait and see what Nintendo's intentions are. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. I think that. Okay, wait a second. This is not even working here. Oh, my connection's messing up here. Why are you messing up? Do. Do that. I'm getting no sound out of this. Man. Alright, let me relaunch this. I don't know what's going on, man. But yeah. I think I have a memory leak on my computer. I think that's why it crashes all the time. Weird. Now it's really crashed. But anyway. But you guys can hear me on Twitch though. And also on YouTube, y'all can hear me over there. It's so great. Kaiju says until you put on a PSVR 5 OC, you can't bash it. Your phone VR is not the same, man. I thought it was until I used PSVR at Best Buy. Now I'm gonna do it eventually. No, I know it's good, and I know it's cool, but I'm just saying, as far as practically, it's not gonna sell. It's too expensive. If PSVR was $199, I'd be like, yup, it's good. Go ahead, buy it. But nope. Let me see if I can fix this. There it is. You're not responding, so I will kill you. There we go. And I will reignite you. Cause For some reason, I think I'm gonna have to change my audio streaming software. Nah, I mean, son. And of course, the thing doesn't pop up. Nah, I mean, son. Did I give it enough time? I don't think I did. Come on. Oh well. I will wait. $3.99 if you have most of that stuff. Come on, stop trying to sell people on it. You don't need to try to sell people on it. Even $400 is too much for what you get. So yeah, it's not. Man, this thing is really messing up. Let me kill it again, real quick. Let me kill it again and let it die for longer than it did before. I'm not gonna restart my computer because then I'll lose everything. Cheaper than Oculus and Vive. Yeah, but it's more garbager. Look, we're not talking about this again, alright? PSVR, whatever. Who cares? I don't care. You shouldn't care either. But what you should care about things, talking about stuff. There was something that I wanted to talk about. I don't remember what it was. Oh, let me just let me first go to the All Games community on Facebook because there was some stuff on there. What about Google Cardboard? Yeah, I mean, if you want to try out VR on the cheap, get a Google Cardboard, throw your phone in it, and then you'll see. Oh, okay, that's what it kind of is. It's not as good, of course, because you don't have the controllers and stuff, but it gives you a glimpse into the potential of what the best VR. Just think about the best VR is way better. Finish ramming. No. Retailer tries charging people to demo PSVR. That's not good. That's not a good look for your thing. That's in the UK. No, not the Wonder Woman. No, RIP that dude. Oh, Tim Miller. I left the Deadpool 2. Last Guardian. Finally finished. Last Guardian. Is that coming out? Oh, that's coming out in December, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that The Last Guardian is going to be as good as anyone thinks it's going to be. I don't. Oh, yes. Thank you, Dion Troy. Thank you for bringing me back to Earth. You are the best. What were you on about 8.4 teraflops on PS4 Pro? So basically, I don't get it. I get it, but it's kind of hilarious and a little bit, I don't want to say pitiful, but I feel sorry for them because what's happening right now with Sony is what Microsoft was doing in 2013, where they're trying to say, oh, but we have this, and oh, but yeah, damage control, basically. If Sony would have knocked it out of the park in that presentation they had, that meeting in September, Mark Cerny wouldn't have to come back and say, oh yeah, we did some magic, and now the PS4 Pros, they're flops. Or they say potential, or a theoretically can be 8.4 teraflops. Theoretically. That's what we're talking theories now. So theoretically it could be. Why? Like I said before, 32-bit to 16-bit gives you twice as many. I don't know how it works, but that's what Mark Cerny says. Let us look it up. How about we do that since we have internets here and stuff. Let me try to put on the thing again. I don't think it's gonna work. Come on, baby. Let's do the switch. Ah, yeah, baby. Let's do the switch. Tell me about the little Joy-Cons. And the good like this. Yeah. Oh, let's switch again. Sorry. Okay, so the All Games thing don't want to work, so just go below the chat and click on the Twitch. Do it that way. All right, cool. So, oh yeah, I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it. Hey, brother. You know, it's me, Hulk Hogan, and let me tell you. Oh, no, I'm sorry, I can't do it. I like Will Sasso's. All right, what's his name? Marcus Cerny. 8.4 T flops. I can't flop it right. Flops. PS4 Pro. I suck at typing, by the way. All right. Let's see. Mark Cerny. Segment next. Which was the Eurogamer? No. Which one should I place it inside? Place it for Pro Mark Cerny. Is that Gamma Sutra? Is that the one where you did it different? Cerny says, that's just somebody's YouTube thing. No. All right, so let's see what he says. Let me throw it up here. And let's read it. For New York, our feeling was that it would be nice to show sort of the consumer-facing experience, what the visuals look like, said Cerny. I knew when we were doing that, I knew that someday we'd have to go through the other half, and that's today. Huh? What? Okay. I don't understand that. Anyway, what follows is an attempt to distill the salient points Gamma Sutra gleaned from a significant amount of time spent with Cerny going over the technical specifications of PS4 Pro. Very little of this was public knowledge before today, and it should help developers better understand what the PS4 Pro can do, why it was designed the way it was, and what sort of time and effort is required to get your game to a place where you can take advantage of the console's extra power. PS4 Pro is not the start of a new. PS4. Said that already. Show me. Okay, I have to go faster. PS5. We don't believe too much time. Who cares about that? Display stream. Okay, no 15. Wait, did it? No, I don't think it says it in this one, does it? Oh, it has the 2 GPUs. Okay, let's read about that because I didn't know. One GPU becomes 2. Wait. Okay, so there is no 2 GPU. Okay, wait. Let's read this now. So while the PS4 Pro has a GPU capable of delivering 4.2 teraflops of power, making it 2.8 times faster, Sony says there is no new architecture in play. Instead, Sony doubled down on the PS4's AMD GPU, literally. We doubled the GPU size by essentially placing it next to a mirrored image of itself, rather like the wings of a butterfly. That gives us an extremely clean way of supporting the 700 existing titles because we can turn off half the GPU and just run something that's very close to the original GPU. Oh my gosh. Okay, I understand now why all these games need patches. Because basically what they did, you know how the PS3 had the emotion engine in it, in the cell architecture, and they were like, oh, you can just play all your PS4 games because you just throw it in and it works. Why? Because it went to the emotion engine when you throw a PS2 game in there, right? But when you throw a PS3 game in there, it goes to the cell. Same thing with this. If you throw in a unpatched PS4 game, they'll only use the one half of the GPU. So they have to patch it to make it use both. It won't just natively do it. It won't scale up based on the hardware. You have to make it do it. Because it's either or. The way that I understand it. There's no like the Xbox One S, right? You throw in an old game, it'll upscale it. It does everything. It does everything. So the original games don't get a bump in performance unless... Wait, the original games don't get a bump in performance, period, because it's just using the one GPU, quote unquote, the one mirror. Right? As I understand it. So let's keep reading. No. But literally doubling the onboard GPU would seem to afford devs just double the power. So does Sony claim the PS4 can do 2.8 times as much? No, that's not true. That's not true because they didn't double the speed, they didn't double the RAM, they didn't double anything else. They just doubled the GPU, which is I guess more polygons, right? And that's not CPU, so you still can't have like a lot of like AI or a lot of I was about to say sprites, objects. We were also able to take advantage of silicon process improvements and boost the frequency by 14% to 911 megahertz, which is what gets us from 2 times the power to 2.28 times the power. Okay. Additionally, we've added in a number of AMD roadmap features and a few custom features. Some of these give us better efficiency when rendering high-resolution displays. For high-resolution displays, we also have support for more efficient rendering for PSVR. Yeah, that's that whole thing I was talking about when they double the frame rate. So they do 45 and bump it to 90 with some magic. That's what Oculus is doing, I think, for the Oculus wireless. Yeah. That's why some games are being patched, I think, says DeAndre. Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah. Now that makes sense because I'm like, the way that Microsoft is doing it, they're just making PC games basically. And like, say you buy a PC game, right? And you be like, well, you just download it, right? And you're like, all right, put it on high settings. You take it off high settings, you put it on low settings, medium settings, whatever. It'll take some stuff off. It'll do the things that the Pro is doing, but it'll do it without having to having a patch, unless there's like high res, like 4K textures that isn't included in the original release. That's the only time you get patches for like PC or if it's broke or something. But so that's extra stuff that these devs have to do that they don't want to do. All right, so let's go. Let's see. Among those roadmap features slated to come to AMD's own discrete GPU chipset in the future are things like Delta Color Compression or DCC. This is all new stuff. Hey, DCC allows for in-flight compression of the data heading towards frame buffers and render targets, which results in the reduction of the bandwidth used to access them, says Sony. Since our GPU power has increased more than our bandwidth, this has the potential to be extremely helpful. So basically, he just admitted that the GPU power has increased more than the bandwidth, which would cause more of a bottleneck because of the difference in the gulf. So the rendering, I guess not the rendering techniques, but the pipeline data streaming techniques have changed so that it's more efficient. Here's the thing. All the things that he's saying right now about what's in the PS4, they will be present in the Xbox One as well. But it will be built. It's not going to be like kind of like, oh, we're going to, it's, and they're on a new architecture that is more efficient. I think it's smaller. I think it's 14. I don't remember what the size is, but it's going to be more efficient as far as power and all these things that he's saying because it's the next generation. I think it's Zen, I believe, not Polaris. But anyway, there are also primitive discard accelerator, which improves the efficiency with which triangles that are too small to affect the rendering are removed from the pipeline. And a work distributor, something Sony says is critical once your GPU gets to a certain size because it functions as a centralized brain in the GPU that intelligently distributes and load balances the geometry being rendered. Okay, you got a supervisor chip. I don't know what the work distributor in PS4 Pro is very advanced, he claimed. Not only does it have the fairly dramatic tessellation improvements from Polaris, it also has some post-Polaris functionality that accelerates rendering of scene with very small objects. He's saying a lot of stuff right now, right? That's stuff that regular Joes don't know or care about. Oh, here it is. Here's the thing we're talking about. The Sony seems more excited about another one of these post-Polaris features that the PS4 Pro has, a significant improvement in the way it handles 16-bit variables like half floats. With the PS4 Pro, says Sony, it's possible to perform two 16-bit operations at the same time instead of one 32-bit operation. In other words, with full floats, PS4 Pro has 4.2 teraflops of computational power. With half floats, it now has double that, which is to say 8.4 teraflops of computational power. As I'm sure you understand, this has the potential to radically increase the performance of games. Surely you understand. This is the randomness. But what's the difference between a 32-bit float point and 16? That's the question. That's what I don't understand. Added a bit more memory to change how it's used. See, here's another thing. Last but not least, the PS4 Pro has a bit more onboard memory than the PS4, 1 gigabyte to be exact, although it's 1 gigabyte of slow conventional DRAM instead of the 8 gigabyte of GDDR5 already in PS4. Alongside that, PS4 Pro's 8 gigabytes have gotten a roughly 24% frequency boost in Sony's estimation, so that it now runs at roughly 218 gigabytes per second. And of course, Scorpio is going to be 320 gigabytes per second. So there you go. High resolution graphics do need more memory. Blah blah blah. Display range, resolution of games were in the 300 to 400 megabyte range. I said sorry, justifying the 1 gigabyte edition. Megabyte, sorry. But I mean 300 to 400 megabyte range, 1 gigabyte edition. But adding memory is a double-edged sword. With more memory, it's possible to have higher resolution textures and more detailed models, but that requires developers to create those assets. If we go that route, rather than asking developers to increase of a fraction of a percent in their effort, we end up with them needing to spend much more on assets. So, in essence, devs get a bit more memory to play with, but not too much more. Yeah, it's only 1 gig, and that's the thing. It's slow. Like that's the opposite. It's kind of the same like the Xbox One, right? So the Xbox One has a 32 megabyte cache, let's say it, of memory, and it's super fast. It's I forget how fast it was. But it's faster than its 68 gigabytes per second RAM. So they use that to offload some stuff real quick, Zippy, it's very zippy. But this is slower. So what are you going to use? Is that like OS stuff, or I don't understand? They should have put super fast, maybe a little bit less. I don't know. Let's see. We felt games needed a little more memory. About 10% more, so we added about a gigabyte of slow conventional DRAM. Handles applications and memory. So yeah, I guess it's for on the standard PS4. If you're swapping between an application like Netflix and a game, Netflix is still present in the system memory, even if you're playing the game. We use the architecture because it allows for very quick swapping between applications already in memory. On PS4 Pro, we do things a little different. When you stop using Netflix, we move it to the gigabyte of slow conventional DRAM. Using that sort of strategy frees up almost a gigabyte of our 8 gigabyte. We use 512 megabytes of that for games, which is to say that the games can use 5.5 rather than 5. And we use most of the rest of that to make the PS4 Pro interface 4K rather than the 1080p it's been to date. So when you hit the PS4 button, that's a 4K. So what he basically just said is that they're using 3.5 gigs to output the dashboard at 4K. That's what he just said. Louis said, this is too technical for me. All I wanted for 60 frames per second. I agree. Dude, And the thing is, he's a smart dude, so he's saying all the stuff for the fanboys to grab and say, "Oh man, this and that." Now, you know what's gonna happen? We're gonna start talking about 16-bit and 32-bit float points of blickety blackety blue, not just teraflops anymore. Well, that's what flops are. But now 16 point versus 32, just 16-bit versus 32. Last time I checked, 32 was better. 64 is better than 32. I mean, we can go back. What was the Atari 2600? That was like 4-bit, right? 2 or 4-bit, something like that. Then you got an NES, Sega Master System, 8-bit, right? TurboGrafx, 8-bit. You go Genesis, Super Nintendo, 16-bit. It's better, right? We're getting better, right? Then Nintendo 64, 64-bit. The Jaguar came out. That was 128-bit. The Saturn, Saturn was 32-bit, or was that 64? I think it was two 32s put together. The Dreamcast, 128-bit. They don't even do bits anymore. You know what I mean? But the architecture now, like as far as Windows goes, that's 64-bit. x86 architecture. So I'm like, all this tech. It's not even super tech stuff, but it's tech. They should have put more. They should have put another 4 gigs of RAM in that Pro. Sorry, excuse me, in that Pro, because they're not gonna be able to hang. And the thing is like when Microsoft does their 4K native stuff, it's gonna be 4K native, yeah. But what they could do if they pull all the same magic tricks that Sony's pulling with their just to get their stuff to look good and say it's 4K, whatever. You know how much better it's gonna look on the Scorpio versus the PS4 Pro? It's Scorpio. The PS4 Pro with the 16-bit is 8.4. The Scorpio with the 16-bit is 12. You can't run away from that. And then you have the bandwidth, 320 gigabytes per second versus 218. I don't know what the CPU frequency is, so that's the only thing I'm not sure about, and that's what they haven't said anything about. But I'd have to do some research on the Zen chips and stuff and see what they're at. But I'm pretty sure it's might be 900, might be more. I don't know. I'm not too sure. It'd definitely be faster than Xbox One S. I mean, the Xbox One is right now. Excuse me, I got a little droopy drop. Dion choices. I will buy both Pro and I guess the one. I guess he's saying. And what are you guys saying? Sorry, I'm back in all games. Kendra says, "Are you going to trade your Xbox One for the flop box next year?" I don't know if I'm going to trade it in for that. I mean, if the ideal situation for me would be to have an Xbox One S and a Scorpio. So yeah, that's the thing. Let me see if I can go back on. Let me see if I can make this work again. Probably not. But he sold it down the river on DPL. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I probably have to restart my computer in order for this to work, so I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, so continuing on with Sony. So we're going to let the developers determine it. Alright, so for titles for the PS4 Pro launch onwards, we're asking for direct support of 4K TVs and 1080p TVs. So sorry, we're leaving it up to developers how they did that. Presumably, 4K is high resolution modes, and HDTVs is that scaled down, or maybe they have different modes with frame rate options or the like. I'm expecting that virtually all titles have those two different modes on the PS4, on the PlayStation 4 Pro. So we're going to let the developers determine and continue. We want something for the people who have 4K TVs and something for people who have 1080p TVs. Really, there are so many choices for 4K TVs. Yes, we'd like them to have super high resolution, but if devs also wanted to have lower resolution graphics and higher frame rate, that would be very nice too. And so we encourage that. And for HD TVs, if you want to do frame rate, that's great. If you want to do graphics, that's great. That's the same thing that Phil Spencer said, like back at E3 on the giant bomb. He was the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, Cerny is acting like, oh man, I'm revolutionizing words right now. It's like, dude, you're just saying exactly what freaking Phil Spencer said. Let the devs decide, you know. But Microsoft proper is going to make 4K native games to show the power, and they're going to be the AAA games. I mean, they're already doing it on PC, so all they got to do is slap it over. You know, Gears of War, Forza Horizon, Forza Apex, 4K baby, it's already here. So people on PC that are playing those games already they're getting a taste of what the Scorpio is going to be like. Personally, I think it's going to be a little better because that's just Xbox One upped to 4K. But if you look at, here's one thing I have to say about what's going on with this 4K and Xbox One and all that stuff, is that if you look at Forza Horizon 3 and you look at Gears of War, the games themselves are more colorful. You know what I'm saying? They made them more colorful in order to accentuate the fact that they're pushing this HDR thing. So if you have something that's super colorful and it's HDR, it's going to make it pop even more. And that's the thing. Like, if you take the original Gears of War, if you take a black and white film and you put it in HDR, you're not going to see the colors pop because there's no colors in it. But what they're doing is they're enhancing the colors already. So when you don't have a HDR set, like me, I'm playing the demo of Forza Horizon 3 on my rickety old day one edition of Xbox One, right? It looks way better, looks way colorful. That's without HDR, that's without all that stuff. So they're changing the games to look better as far as colors and stuff like that, and contrast and all that stuff, to kind of accentuate the HDR features. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I think it's a little bit of a kind of a trick. It feels like they're tricking us. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing with the PlayStation 4. You know, they're gonna boost the colors and make it all colorful and stuff. It's like if you're playing a Nintendo game, it's all colorful. So like, man, this looks good. Wow, look at those graphics. Because that's how they design the colors and stuff. It's more colorful. Let's see. Two-thirds of the games on display at the PlayStation Pro launch event last month are using checkerboard rendering to hit the high resolution. 2/3, and I think there is a bit of debate raging as to what it is and what it means. Checkerboard rendering was used on PC by Rainbow Six Siege by Ubisoft. That's what was explained in. What we've done is added specific hardware support in the form of an ID buffer and a few more things that allow it to go to the next level. And according to Sony, the amount of effort required to implement PS4 Pro support in games like Days Gone, Horizon Zero Dawn, or Infamous First Light was minimal, at least by big budget studio standards. Yeah, okay, thanks for that caveat. Most of the work goes into implementing. In the case, these three titles, checkerboard rendering, in order to get the resolution up to 2160 or close to 2160, and that hasn't been that much. The initial implementation of checkerboard rendering for each of these titles was 3 weeks. For each of them, one programmer. And you know, these are games where these days a typical game will have 100 people or 300 people for years on end. So we're talking about one programmer for a couple of weeks. That's not too much. Okay. I guess I don't know if he's twisting, spinning the truth a little bit. Here's the thing. This generation has been all about 1080p native. 1080p native. And a lot of people have been on Microsoft's booty hole because, it's 900p upscale. That's garbage. So what's the difference? 1800p upscale is going to be more garbage than 2160 native. Just saying. That's almost half. Not because 900p to 1080p is not half. But 1800 twice. I don't know. That's 3900. I guess it's about the same. But no, it's a little less, a little more. Anyway, all I'm saying is I want Digital Foundry to do those videos where you see 1080, you see 4K native, 2160p versus 1800p upscale. I want to see those videos. Thank you very much. Then that's it. That's all. If that was the narrative from launch PS4, Xbox One, that narrative should continue PS4 Pro to Xbox Scorpio. Why would it change? It would change because Sony wants a narrative to change. But what Sony wants is not necessarily what they will get, because the public will decide what the narrative will be, not Sony. Right now, what's the narrative on the PSVR? Meh. Making people sick. Too much money. All them damn wires. So there you go. Let's see. But what if you don't have a team of hundreds? What if you're an independent developer with a small team, or are working solo, and you can't afford to lose 3 weeks of time building support for PS4 Pro into your game? Look, if you're doing an indie game, you ain't doing 4K. You're not gonna do how many weeks to make it 4K. Come on, son. Your indie game really gonna look that much better 4K? And then talk about that whatever racing game. Come on, son. He went on to laud Thekla's efforts to patch the witness so that it renders at a higher resolution when played on the PS4 Pro, even on non-4K displays. I was really happy to see that, but that's kind of what we're talking about. It's a smaller title, and will the team go ahead and take the effort? Nope. The thing is gorgeous on HDTV. I'm sure it's going to be even more gorgeous in 4K. You guys heard about that bug about I think it was Battlefield 1 that dropped down to like 90p on a PS4, some kind of a bug. That's funny. Anyway, moving on. When Sony spoke about games, who cares? I ended up having a conversation with former exec Akira Sato, who was the chairman. Blah blah blah. Sony, blah, don't give up the software because your value is so much higher to the process, whatever it is, whether it's hardware design, the development community, or the tool chain, as long as you're making a game. Yeah, NAC 2 coming soon. Yeah, here's another thing. I mean, sure, he did an okay job with the PS4, but I don't think the PS4 Pro, not so. I mean, I think he did a good job with what they gave him, basically, because I don't think they gave him the go ahead to do whatever he wanted. I think they were like, look, here's a box of parts, make it work, son. So I'll give him that, but dude, competition is fierce, and competition is doing much more. So he says, I'm going to continue to work on games, knowing that he's now publicly contributing to Kojima Productions, an inaugural game, and not so publicly contributed to a few other games besides. However, he's been relying more on the input of other Sony devs who work closely to the hardware for insight into how to design the Pro. No, yeah, really? You think? Because you're talking to people like, what the hell are you talking about? What? Huh? HDR? How do I... Is there a button I didn't need to press? With the PS4 Pro, mostly I've gotten a good handle on what the additional work is that requires, because another guy that's on the team that I'm on is doing the work, he says. I'm not a Infamous or Horizon, for example. I'm not on Infamous or Horizon, for example. And for developers still on the fence, Cerny's argument for embracing the PS4 Pro seems simple. He's worked hard to minimize the extra effort required, and support for Pro likely makes your game more appealing to folks who buy the new and not too new console. The target was to make sure that support for PS4 Pro could be done for a fraction of the percent of the overall effort. And I do mean a fraction of percent. I mean, I've run the math. So it's 0.2 or 0.3% of these projects, some of them. So at that point, I think that's very natural for the development community to support it. Oh, nice, Cerny, nice. Trying to sell his goods. All right, so I don't think. I mean, he's spinning it as well as he can, but the long and the short of it is that the PS4 Pro is a half step. It's like you take your Mustang in and you get a tune up, put some new tires on it. You know what I mean? Maybe you put a new exhaust on it or something. It's still the same car. It'll move a little bit better, but it's not the next gen of cars. It's not way more horsepowers. So when you stack it up against the Scorpio, which is going to be built from the ground up based on a new hardware architecture, but there's not going to be any compromises. And the thing is also that they're building the Scorpio with the WPA or whatever it's called, and the Play Anywhere stuff. So they're building the Scorpio to kind of be like the PC, where you have the PC very high or maybe even ultra settings, right? Maybe. And you can scale it down. If it scales down, it'll scale down to the Xbox One S. If you scale it up, it scales up to the Scorpio. And you don't have to have a patch, because that's not how these things work anymore. You don't need to do it that way. And Sony is so adamant about saying, "Oh, the console generations aren't over." That's why they keep emphasizing, "Oh, the PS4 Pro it's not a new generation of console. It's just still in the PS4 family." So basically, what they're saying is that Microsoft, which they're kind of saying the same thing, but their hardware dictates that it's kind of next gen, or it's more next gen than the PS4 Pro is, basically, right? But it's still Xbox One. You still play all the old games. Just put it in, it works. No patch needed. And I would assume that the Scorpio will take those older games. You know what? There probably will be a patch. I'm not gonna lie. I think, well, there has to be a patch in order for it to output at 4K. Wait. Yeah, in order for it to output natively at 4K, they would have to patch the titles. And it would be just like export to 4K, basically. That's what it should be anyway. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous. You guys, I know you gotta go watch Walking Dead and stuff, but I'm gonna bounce now. And thanks for showing up, everybody. And let me see if I can grab me a song real quick. And that way we can get the heck out of here with this. Oh, I'm gonna play a song of the day. 3 minutes. David gave me. Should know what any of these are. Oh yeah. What is this one? What is this one? I didn't hear anything. Why is my music player not working? Why did this not work? Oh boy, that's really broken. Yeah, I got some. Everything broken. Not working. Anyway, thanks for the memories and stuff. I'm gonna close that because it just don't all want to work. But yeah, I guess I could just. Wait, let me do this. What? Oh, I'm about to say. All right, let's see. Let me try to find me some thong, some song, some. Wait that. Let's go here. Let's see it. This play. Okay, here we go. Let's play. Oh no! I'm gonna play the I'm gonna play the that song I did for the Crazy Dinos. What was it called? Curious Dinos. Crazy Dinos. Curious Dinos. I know. I'm out. Pacemaker. I'm gonna leave now. So you guys, thanks for showing up. Appreciate it. And I'm going to. Is that Dinos? I think it's this one. And I shall say bye bye. Why is this not loading? What's going on here? I can't play it? Audio error has occurred. Yeah, something's wrong with my computer. Yeah, alright, never mind. Oh well, but yeah. Alright, y'all, so I'm out. Thanks for showing up. Beepity boopity. Yeah, that's it. I'm just gonna probably go over here. I wish I had music. Yeah, so I'll just play this again. Where is it? I'll just play this again. Hopefully it plays. It's not gonna play. Gosh darn it. Yeah, I definitely got a memory leak or something. I don't know what's going on. Anyway. You want a remake of Cannonball Run? Here are your drivers. Ryan Gosling, Brad Pitt, Ben Affleck, Idris Elba, and Zac Efron. And that'd be alright. Anyway, alright, this ain't working, so. Alright, y'all. Appreciate it. Let me place this button right here. Let me click that button right there. Let me click that button right there. And let me go over there. Let me click that button right there. And let me turn that off. And that's it. Alright, y'all. Peace. Tilt away. That's the words. Tilt away. That's the words. Tilt away.